Palestinians are not humans. They are human monsters. What is genocide if this is not genocide? The father, the mother, the grandfather, the grandmother, brothers, the sisters, and even if they become weak, after a few years, they will return back. A real crime was going on in Gaza. 11,000 who killed during the month, about 4,000 or 5,000 children. I started not to watch TV because you cannot see this. You need exceptional courage even to watch. You can imagine how they feel there, without food, without water, without electricity, with this kind of bombing. Every minute, every second, they bomb hospitals, schools. It is a small area, so it is terrible. Gaza is very dense city. A lot of people in the small area, the houses where the extended families are living there. If you see the names of those who killed by the Israelis, 20, 30, 40 people from the same family. Sometimes the father, the mother, the grandfather, the grandmother, the brothers, the sisters, and just one alive 2 months child. If you take with what happened in Ukraine. Putin took about 50,000 children to Moscow. International Criminal Court accused him of crime and whatever. And Netanyahu is a still normal person, you know, after killing all these people, you know, and children. And so what is also mean a lot for us is the double standard that West see the problems. About 80% of the people in Gaza are refugees, Palestinian territory which took by Israel in 48. What Hamas people attacked in the 7th of October was most of the area are their villages, their places, even in some places their homes. The people of Gaza don't want to go out because from the experience. In 48, Arab regimes told the Palestinians that they will leave their homes for a week or two just to arrange a peace situation, and they will return back. And they are 70 years waiting for that. Now that this is just to arrange things or to get rid of Hamas and these things. So people don't want to leave for two reasons. One, for military reason, that they want the north to be empty. They can do whatever they like. I mean, bombing and attacking and these things. And the second thing, there will be closer to Egypt. So in any opportunity, they might push them towards Sinai. It is completely genocide. 11,000 killed, about 40,000 injured. And injured in these circumstances, you can consider as more than dead even, because no medicine now. The hospitals are stopped now. They do nothing. We till now don't know how many people are dead under the ruined houses. What is genocide if this is not genocide? They say that they are fighting human monsters. This is what Gallant, the Minister of Defense of Israel, said, that the Palestinians are not humans. They are human monsters. So they have to fight them. We have now 8,000 people in the West Bank in jail. During this war, they arrested in the West Bank, not in Gaza, about 3,000 people. And they tortured them. 3 people were dead while taking them to prison. West Bank is more important than Gaza for the Israelis because their narrative about the Bible, about God, about whatever is in the West Bank, not in Gaza. Gaza is not important for them. So we are in the West Bank more afraid. West Bank means Jerusalem. West Bank means Hebron, the cities which they claim that these are Jewish cities. We have in the West Bank about 1 million settlers. They built 700 or whatever settlements in the West Bank. Now every city and every village in the West Bank is closed. We have for every city, we have a gate. They made a gate and they just close it. We are in the city, the prison. Yes. Now I cannot go outside Ramallah. Just you can walk through the mountains and go. You cannot go by car. And there are about 450 checkpoints on the roads. If you go, they will arrest you. They will sometimes, if army, they will arrest you. If settlers, they will kill you. Intifada as classic intifada, it's difficult. We have demonstrations every day. For example, we have some clashes with the army in some places like in Jenin and Nablus and these, cities far a little bit from the authority, because the Palestinian Authority is trying to, they are cooperating with Israelis to keep the situation quiet. But the situation is very difficult and the clashes with Israelis is going every day. We have since 7th of October, we have 160 persons who were killed in the West Bank. We have 2,000 injured and 3,000 arrested. This didn't happen during the Intifada even. It is not easy. Hamas is a movement with ideology, depending on religious ideology, Islamic. They are in Gaza, in the West Bank, abroad, outside Palestine. Many of them, you are talking about thousands in jail in Israel. So it's not easy. Even if they become weak, after a few years, they will return back. I don't think so. Hezbollah said that they haven't any idea about the Hamas attack at that day. I doubt if Iran wants to make this issue. And many of the people here in the area are trying to say that this is Iran because they want the problem here to be not between Israel, which occupy the Palestinian land, and the Palestinians who are under occupation, but to say that this is religious differences, the Sunni and Shia, and which is not true. Hezbollah is supporting Hamas now by this limited clashes on the borders. But I doubt if they go to the war as we imagine the war. No. It's not their fight. I think they have some kind of wisdom. They know what is the situation in Lebanon. They know that American army is not far from them in the Mediterranean. They know that the West want the war to be as if it is Iran against Arabs and Sunni against Shia. And they used to occupy Gaza twice, in 1956 when Egypt was there and in 67. And they left Gaza because of the resistance. If they come back to Gaza 1-2 years and there is a resistance, and they will leave Gaza. The solution for the whole problems is to stop the occupation and behave as a normal state and to find something in common with your neighbors. Their plans is to expel us out of Palestine. Israel as a Jewish state. So anyone who is not a Jew, he is outside. He should be outside. The map of Netanyahu, there is no West Bank, there is no Gaza, everything is Israel. And the Americans now, and the last conference for the G20, they talked about the road from India to Europe. They want to make a canal instead of Suez Canal from Eilat on the Aqaba, the Red Sea, Aqaba Gulf, the south of Israel and Jordan, to the Mediterranean, which should go through Gaza or near Gaza. So the real problem is there, to have this from India through Saudi Arabia. That's why they made the normalization between Saudi Arabia and Israel. Now it is more difficult, but I think it will continue because it's American. Well, the Americans who have a big influence on Saudi Arabia, they want them to be closer to Israel. And they created Iran. The Saudis now are talking about common projects with Israel, and they will build the huge city called Neom. It's near Israel. The area of Saudi Arabia is like continent. And they found just the corner near Israel to build that city for industry and for fun and for these things. He is liar, completely liar. Two-state solution is not possible now. If you come to the West Bank, you'll see that it is like the chess play. You have Palestinian village, and around it you have 4 Jewish settlements. There is, on the ground, it's not possible to have a state in the West Bank. What kind of solution, in my opinion, you should talk about the problem which took place in 48. There was no Israel. There were many Jews who lived among Palestinians with no problem. If we have the return to go to our land, maybe you can call it one state. Or I think the political regime is not a problem at that time. If you have the right to have your place, your land, your right to move, your liberty. That's during the history, there were no problems between Jews and Arabs in the area. If you see, there is a change even during the Western, among the Western people. Even the very big, huge demonstration in Washington, even in London, in Paris. And you see, in Paris and London, they prevent people from holding Palestinian flag, but people did not hear them, I think it takes time, but I think it is good to discover what is Israel. Now, many people in the world don't know exactly what is Israel. Israel is a criminal state, and they are crying about the problem of the Jews in the history, about the Holocaust, and those who were victims of the Holocaust are criminals now. It is a real support when we hear that somebody in the other end of the world is supporting us, or even is understanding us, because sometimes we feel that the world doesn't understand our problem. We are under the shoes of the Israelis, and the people are supporting Israel. You can imagine? You see? So even supporting by words, even by emotions, our issue is very influential. And I am happy that we have in Korea people like us, like you. And so I think the process to return our rights has been started.